Let's get into it, shall we?
And different stakes on either side, Harry, for Vitality. A team trying to peak, a team moving away from full French, trying to pick up another trophy. And Heroic, man, they've silenced the doubters, they've silenced the haters. They have led the way. Let's see what they've got for us here in this pistol round. It's going to be a Vertigo, fast up ramp for Vitality, running straight up short.
Yeah, this is going to be a brawl for the A site. Cadian saw him trying to inspire the troops before this game started. If he could start it strong, that's only going to galvanize their belief in this redemption arc. Cadian, one kill to the good, and Heroic now teed up 5v4 in the retake. Spinks knocked out, quite the man to lose with dupreeh. We know what he can bring to the table here. Him and sjuush churn through Heroic. No survivors, no second chances. It's sjuush and dupreeh to put that first round on the board in the grand final.
And who else would you want? It's the playoff players, it's the guys we need today, it's the man who saved Vitality against Cloud9 on this very map, and sjuush was well and truly there. As Yanko said, he needs to stand tall in this series, he needs to perform in a grand final, and sjuush with a 4K in the pistol, certainly a good sign.
Yeah, there's one thing that's clear, he's coming into today laser focused. Normally pretty humble, bit of a jokester, but he's been radio silent. He's been focusing on today. And so up against the Force, this one's already done. Heroic are not in a position to even attempt this, really. They're locked out from spawn, they're locked out in middle. Vitality are gonna stick the landing on the conversion. They do so cleanly without ever even breaking a sweat.
Yeah, sigh of relief there. It's a map that we haven't seen a lot from Heroic recently. Typically was extremely strong on their CT sides, but Vitality, they've got some tricks already. Go for gold. Better luck next time. And that's the idea for Heroic as well. Full save, they keep their armor pistol, they come back in with the same buy in the follow-up round, but Vitality already fielding some economy on the T side, sitting comfortable. No need to hunt.
Yeah, Vitality throughout this haven't been immune to starting slow and having to build across a series, right? So them coming in, hitting the ground running bodes well for the Vitality squad. They are going to have the remnants of this Force Fire to go up against. So Heroic are not out of this follow-up round. We have the replay as well of the pistol. This is beautiful from sjuush. And it begs the question, if he shows up from round one, if he is the star we know him to be, what does that do to Heroic?
Some would even say the best in the game, Harry. And yeah, it's in the conversation for this year, especially with, you know, Na'Vi having already fallen yesterday. I mean, Simple and sjuush have been battling for #1 and #2 for 4 years in a row, just trading places every couple of years. sjuush wants that gold. And this might be the year for it at the close of Go. The very man born on the day it was created, Counter-Strike. It almost feels meant to be. Slow round here for Vitality. They clear out some spots with double nades. They wait for a reaction. And they've got an XZ about to hit this site. Heroic are 3 strong though, don't count them out.
Yeah, they're in the right place this time, right? Last time employed a bit of an A-ward lead. They were prepared that if it went B, they were going to end up saving, but it's a different goal in this round. They want to compete, they want to have their say. sjuush even survives. Makes out like a bandit with a 1. And no trade coming through.
They're going to have to seesaw. They're going to have to go back to A, right? dupreeh's taking a lot of space, and that re-smoke of B is a problem. But Heroic know what Vitality are going to do. They're already starting to lean away from this site. Not a footstep or a noise has been made for Vitality, but now they start to run. 30 seconds, they've got smokes for the exec.
Yeah, dupreeh trying to be the tip of the spear here, out through short. Smoke to obscure his sight lines as well, allows him to creep all the way in. There's that wall dropped out from Vitality. Stands up on the boost.
Nades
for the plant, but they've missed the timing on this. Maybe anticipated that Vitality could have gone for one of these fake bomb plants. Heroic call their bluff on that, and They end up worse for wear. They had the nades to deny that bomb.
Too smart for their own good, you could say. Because, yeah, there's no way they don't hear that one, right? Like, they have players close elevator, but so many teams, know what Heroic like to do, know that they love these nade stacks. It's something they do on most maps, wherever they can get away with it. Inferno, Overpass as well. In fact, our whole Veto, we're going to be seeing this. And so the mind game is attempted. Do they fake? Do they recommit a second time? And Heroic get the wrong timing. They're looking to save armor and maybe try and trap Vitality at the top of ramp here. If they can send a player in to find one of these tagged up rifles, maybe there's damage to do. But Vitality get out all the better for it, and Heroic will come in with a very heavy gun round. I really like what Yanka was talking about on the desk. We saw it yesterday in that game against Na'Vi, the idea that Heroic abuse this utility in spawn. They love to throw flashes, they come back, they lob them, and the way that Stan was playing solo B yesterday was just supplemented by Cadian constantly setting him up all the way from back in CT. Vertigo is a map where Heroic are very mobile. This is a great time to show that again.
Well, Cadian's bringing out the big green, tried his hand at the opener down towards B, but ends up flashed off the angle. sjuush entrusted with the entire A-Ram play. He's going to try and deal with it. TeSeS on the receiving end of sjuush. He's at a great time with the rifles here. And that's not slowing down in the grand final.
Neither are Vitality. Look at Apex go.
Yeah, leading the charge, beautiful. Leading by example. He deals with sjuush, and look at the space he's trying to take. Burns in the Molotov, down to 50. And Cadian will clash with his IGL counterpart on the other side, winning that out short and slowing the roll of Vitality here. Things get a little weird now. When Apex had all that space, they felt fine to move into the site. Now that they've lost him, it gets a little more awkward.
Nade won't kill anyone, but Vitality got scared out by the smoke on the Molotov. They have to recommit utility and clear it after the fact. They make sure no one's in the bomb site, and now they know they can roll out the red carpet. Another wall down. Yabby trying to play over the top, and as said, a nade ready, but no one low enough to punish. They can go for this plant. Yabby waits for the jump up. He reads it well. That's a free kill. A 3-on-3 presents itself. Heroic will go for this.
Yabby still wants to be involved. He knows the one is not enough here, but that decision to fight forward leaves him on a bit of an island. A missed shot for Cadian. Magisk feels right at home on the big stages. And now it's all down to Stan. There's a man right under him. It's sjuush creeping up, creeping in, and keeping this scoreline flawless for Vitality. There's no question that they're thriving up on the stage.
It's a very punishing T side right now, because even though Heroic are definitely realizing they know what's going on, they're calling it, they've got the right players in the right positions, they've got util set up, they can't actually stop Vitality, who are absolutely fine to be patient and predictable, sit on the top of B stairs, wait for a kill. And Heroic, they need to continue this util bombardment on this CT side if they want to fight back against Vitality, who now look a little looser in an anti-eco. They're going to go raving up ramp. All five. Magisk on the flank. dupreeh looking for his entries. The collapse onto Cloud9, and he's already found his first.
Oh, Apex joins the ranks as well. And even though they lose dupreeh, even though they lose that point man, still a long ways to go for Heroic to even get you worrying in this round. The Eagle of Yabby desperately looking for a way to be involved here. Vitality are already up ramp. They're already crossing into the site. Yabby looks to close the net, but that smoke locks him out, and the spam coming through. The stage is set for Vitality to take a fifth. Do it cleanly up against the partial investment of Heroic. This is a scary start. One of the things we've been praising Heroic for throughout this tournament run is their resilience, right? We said with this squad, the one thing they've always had is each other. And so this is a real test of Cadian, the relationship he's got with Exist, to try and cook up some solutions here to keep the boys in it, because Vitality, Zonic doesn't even have to say a word right now. He just tells them, guys, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it goes both ways, doesn't it? Sure, you're never going to count Heroic out, especially not in a grand final. They've been here before, but it goes both ways. Even if Vitality are down, we saw the comeback beat Cloud9. We know what they did on Anubis against FaZe. So both these teams have insane resilience, are incredible at holding on and keeping their mental intact. And this game is so mental. We see that proven by some of these squads like Na'Vi, like Cloud9, who have capitulated on the stage here in Rio. It's not going to happen today, or at least you hope. Heroic 0-5 down and fast through the Molotov for Apex. I like the play, but it's punished. Stown gets out scot-free. And so Heroic with a 5-on-4 and a chance to work this CT side finally.
Yeah, on the back of that pause feels reassuring. Got a man up. Now they just need to hold on to it. Yabby and sjuush lie in wait on this B hold. And both of these two have been big game players for Heroic throughout this event. You need something from them. They're going to spam ZywOo out of the round. And now sjuush, layered peaks on this B defense, make Vitality's life pretty tricky. It's down to 2, dupreeh and Spinks to try and turn the tide in this round. They're going to assemble the boost by the looks over the top of this smoke, but that's exactly what sjuush wanted.
Yeah, solid hold for sjuush, and you know he's been a very entertaining player. We talk about Heroic not having a clear star as well as some teams like Vitality with ZywOo in there, but this is a team and this is a player that has played incredibly well in playoffs here. And when we see that in the past, when we see sjuush perform better in playoffs and in groups, they often go on to win the event. They did it in Copenhagen last year. This is a guy who often drops off when you put him on the stage, but now in Rio, he's doing it again. Could this be the way in for Heroic? Another hand to hold them high. sjuush makes some moves towards B again. Backs off, waits for the flash. dupreeh, patient below, has support from Magisk as well. Dane on Dane action towards this site. And deadly as ever is dupreeh. Vitality have been very annoying with the util on this B bomb site. They've been mollying and re-mollying, double nading TeSeS. It's forced Heroic to play these passive positions. They don't want to play by the smoke on TeSeS or behind the wood wall. So Vitality have scared them at B, but that's not the true objective in this round.
Cross down for TeSeS. The molly's going to displace KD, and he can't support his teammate here. TeSeS has got to fly solo, and only good to go 1-for-1. Vitality starting to apply pressure over in middle. There's 2 separate fights here that are real hinge ones in the round, and with KD falling silent over towards A, Stown had to win that mid fight if Heroic wanted to even remain competitive here. Spinks still lurks in the back line, but he gives the kill away, and so that gives Heroic their route back into the round. They might have lost both these A-ramp players, but they're believing they can do it in the retake here.
Oof. Yeah, dupreeh with a crucial entry to KD has at least given them this bomb plant, and now him and ZywOo need to stand tall in the site. There's so much util coming over. No one peeks before the smoke blooms. Heroic making no mistakes right now. Need this round desperately to avoid this game falling through their fingers. ZywOo forces a kill off of dupreeh's flash. Heroic get here, but they haven't tapped it yet, and that timer is so low. dupreeh's getting close, so's the stick. They're on it, they're off it, and Stown has no time to save this round. It's ZywOo living on a prayer as Vitality finds 6.
A 3v2 retake as well for Heroic. That one's going to hurt. And you saw the ZywOo effect, right? He fires off that first shot from over towards short, and it completely blindsides Heroic. It slows the entire round to a crawl. There was not a world where they could trade this out. It was so fast, so decisive, supplemented by dupreeh, fighting from the ramp side.
Yeah, Stown had to stick that, to be honest. Only way you're going to win the round, right? He's looking for a kill and a way out, but it's not going to work. Heroic now, last effort, last buy. dupreeh through the smoke with a flashbang. It is at least traded, but it comes at a cost, and that is the health of Vitality. Battered at bottom A. It just takes a lot of room. Heroic not against leaving bomb sites open, and Magisk has made magic happen. While they clear middle, he is calling for the full rotation. This is such a power play from Magisk. And Heroic knives out, do not know what's about to hit him.
Oh, KD didn't see. And now he's the dead man because of it. Misses Magisk on the timing. And sure, the molly goes shy where he wants, but he knows he's done what he had to do to make this round happen. That is just full intuition on the push, right? When he doesn't get contact all the way up through the ramp, knowing his opponent, knowing what they like to do, he expects that they've left B open. Strips them of the space, takes away the room. and secures the round on the back of it. No resistance from Heroic at any point, other than that one and done round.
Yeah, I wonder if Magisk, heard the footsteps of them rotating out of B. They did move, but I couldn't see if they were running or not. That was just such a perfect timing play for Magisk, if not, to sneak right by Heroic and catch them with their pants down while they tried to clear middle. This is dominant right now. And while I'm not ready to count out Heroic, they call an attack timeout. They do need a solution. They do need an answer. A frustrating way to fall for Cadian.
And this is where I think you take into account how Vitality feel as a result of their path to even get to this grand final, right? They had that game on Vertigo where they come back from being 12-3 down. As they move into the T side, it was dupreeh that really, spearheaded that whole thing for Vitality, kept them in it long enough for then ZywOo to come alive on the third.
Boy, did he.
And, I think that only gives you that much more faith moving into this as your map pick to open up the grand final.
Yeah, it's absolutely the best Vitality we've seen, right, at this tournament. Sure, they add Spinks in mid last year, similar time to when Heroic added Yami, and both teams went on a meteoric rise. For Vitality, it was immediately taking a Pro League final win as well over Liquid. It looked great, but they fell off a little bit. We haven't seen them on these stages. They couldn't make it to the Jeunesse Arena last time. Heroic have been in final after final, and this one can't go the way of prior. Apex with a lot of room in this round. Look at his moves again, catching Heroic off guard, but Stown does consider it. dupreeh back to the ramp, needs something. They're not giving away much. They fall all the way back after that kill. Cadian's got the orb scoped up on this swing, and Heroic reaggressed with a flash.
dupreeh tucks from it though. Smart man knows that this reaggression is coming down the pipeline, and so he kind of concedes a bit of space over towards ramp. Lets them have it.
Cadian's so favored in this fight to ZywOo right now. If he plays the headshot box, it's just such a hard clear with an orb. It's got Stown supporting and even pushing as well. The one Molotov in the right place, but they need to punish the reposition. Missed shot for ZywOo. Magisk is there.
That's going to make up for it, but Cadian up over the top, turns the tide back in favor of Heroic. Trying to be that difference-making piece. Is the AWP in Cadian's hands, but the flashes, the smokes, all of those work to nullify him and him alone. Stown holds on from the short side and takes it one step further. Even here's the tag to ZywOo, who's a dead man, as the AWPs clash. It's Heroic with the riposte, and they finally break this streak that Vitality embarked upon, coming through with another round, but this time can't afford to be a flash in the pan.
Yeah, they snapped that sword in half, but, can't celebrate yet. There's still backup for Vitality. There's still more buy rounds. Stown starting this series very strong, right? We saw him have troubles against Na'Vi in the first map, did recover very well, had an incredible Ancient, but he can't afford to be quiet today, right? He is the typical star if you would look to someone on Heroic. He is their top-rated player for a reason, and the second AWPer as well. This guy can do it all. Take Spinks out of middle early. These mid lurks for Vitality have been more problems than solutions. But you've got to keep it coming. You've got to stay consistent, or Heroic will take that gap away from you. If you give them a reason to push, they will. But not now. 5-on-4. Sit back and relax. ZywOo without an AWP. It wasn't the funds, merely just a choice. And they are very patient, trying to get their things together. Apex communicating a lot as they figure out the solution to this round. Mid recommit is nice. It's been some time. Heroic have seen no one here. You know you're going to get a 1v1. But where do you go past that point? ZywOo lurks A. Vitality need to clear a very difficult angle on sjuush.
Molly going to cut out the route through elevator, so sjuush is alone in middle, but he'll lift his way through it. Gets the bomb away from Vitality and now just tucks in. He knows he's a nuisance by staying alive. That Molotov and elevator won't do a thing to slow the roll of Heroic now as they swarm middle. They all look to play around the bomb. And Vitality know that this one is too far gone. They tried their hand at the opening move. It doesn't pan out.
Yeah, but they didn't see the AWP on the corner. I guess they got overconfident thinking they'd have full mid control, but Stown had already swapped positions back to B, letting a rifle play mid, and they thought that elevator molly would be enough. There were nades out, there were knives out around that corner for Vitality. They read the room wrong. And Heroic hold on with 5 alive as well, right when their money was on the line after winning another rifle round. They put Vitality in that position now.
Relieving to see sjuush keeping up performances like this, right? Not often, not uncommon rather, to see him looking lights out in group stages, but he is one of the guys who quietens down a little bit in these stage games. That hasn't been the case here in Rio. Feels like he's had a bit of a breakthrough. And with Stown, that first man to really get activated to try and bring the rest of Heroic online.
Yeah.
Still looking good. You know, one of the critiques leveraged against this Heroic squad is they don't really have that X factor, that star man, right? It is more of a 5-man unit, but Stown is the closest thing they've got to it. If you can get him in good form, you're in for a great time. A clash at the top of ramp. Vitality barely survive the skirmish, but they get out with guns, they get out with the 2-on-3. Bomb on the back of sjuush, and Apex giving a bit of room here.
Stown has to commit. He's got to move forward. He can't turn around. He can't be in the open. That molly has trapped him into short, and Apex falls immediately. sjuush was holding for a flank. They knew they had no mid control, and so Heroic could have snuck down ladder, but nothing of the sort. But I'm not one to count out the Woo in a 1v3 with an open sight. Heroic have to play their cards perfect.
They're starting to move around, but going through your mind, you know what this guy's capable of in rounds like this, where it is just sjuush. He even gets over the AWP that's holding him from spawn. It's so smart, it's so calculated, and now he's seen that AWP there. He knows they're on this line. sjuush invites them in. The last thing you want to do in a round like this is give this guy too much respect. Oh, the pressure's on for Heroic. This is the sjuush effect. This is one man, and they are terrified. They know what he's capable of. And it's in that terror, it's in that doubt. The sjuush tries to make a play, cut down by Cadian. And so all that messing about, all that trying to safeguard it, and they best him in the gunfight straight up.
That's a grand final effect. Everyone's nervous, Harry. Everyone's a little shaky. Heroic had no room for error. If sjuush gets that first kill, I bet my house he wins that round. They had to stick the bomb, and then someone had to cover. That was scary. Missed flash, delayed retake, and sjuush whiffs a shot. You don't see that every day. Heroic happy to receive it, but a little too close for comfort.
No, even the way they're setting up for that 3v1, right? Like, they are cautiously aware of what he can do.
Apex wants to get him activated. I love this buy. He bought sjuush and AK into this eco round, right? It's going to cost him in the future, but you don't want sjuush to lose confidence from a round like that, right? Not often that he's, you know, falls with nothing to say. So Apex has given him a big gun. And high impact needed in a round like this. sjuush waits. Spinks in middle has been cleaned up near about every time. He will not remain. Back to 5A.
Flash in. This is exactly what Vitality were waiting for. They kind of wanted a fight here. They wanted you to test the waters over towards ramp. The one-way employed, and now Cadian comes in swinging from short as well. There's two players just staring down the ramp at Vitality, and Cadian will remove that hero gun. It's on the wrong side of the ramp, so they smoke it to go and retrieve the AK. But that was, you know, one of the two pieces of utility they held in this round, now burnt through.
And that was the call as well. The call was sjuush, we need you to get a kill. No Deagles were facing off of that flash peak. They were just waiting for sjuush to feast. And so now someone else has had to fill that void. But just moving into B with a gun. Got his team behind him at least, but sjuush back of the site, rock solid anchor, getting flashed in, not biting too soon. He knows the pressure's on Vitality. That's a nice entry, but sjuush is still with the round, and he does with that wide bomb drop. sjuush won't stop, and it's easily done for Heroic. These rounds that they're winning right now are clean. 3, 4, 5 alive. That 7-1 lead from Vitality has evaporated.
Yeah, so quickly. And a sign of the times is that KDM was sat at just shy of 16K coming into this round, right? Like, money has been farmed up ludicrously fast. The whole way this game was playing to open has changed now. This is the Heroic we've been used to seeing, right? A Heroic that might have their downfalls, might have these moments where it looks like it's all going dark, and then suddenly one spark of light is all it takes for this team to get ignited and come alive. And they're doing that right now on the CT half, reducing this lead that Vitality had to dust. Heroic, the goals have now changed. It's not just about stopping streaks, denying a steamrolling from Vitality. They've got their eyes on winning the half out.
What a feat that would be with how this game began as well. Vitality were looking ruthless on entries. Going back to these B hits would be nice, right? They got a lot of respect out of Heroic in the early rounds by running XX, but you can see that that respect is now gone. Heroic are playing close again. They're trying to retake this area, and Magisk is caught between a Molotov. That's a nice start for Heroic. They can leave a player here, ditch position, and reinforce somewhere else. Short molly set up to burn out an AWP. Acadian's been in this position, but not this time. He's back in the site, and Stown hears those nades. He knows what that means. If he clears ladder and doesn't see Spinks, this is a flank meant to be for Heroic. It confirms an A hit. They've cleared out B, and Stown is in the back.
That puts all the Vitality on a timer they don't know exists right now in this round. TeSeS making quick work of the ramp hit, and Stown's just rushing to be involved. He doesn't want this flank to never materialize. He wants something from it. dupreeh in at the sandbags is blindsided by the flanking man, and Spinks, the one that gave that signal for the flank to come in, is the one left in the clutch. Good bit of damage done, but he is overwhelmed. Heroic claps upon the ramp take.
They've suffocated clutches very well in this game, right? We've seen Vitality in a lot, but the ones they have, Heroic have, yes, that ZywOo was scary, but they've dealt with them, haven't they? They've held strong. And, you know, we've seen ZywOo and Spinks, the stars of the show, the stars of the playoffs so far here in Rio, both snuffed out in clutches. All these great signs for Heroic are building up right now. The boys are back in town.
Vitality, man, they're left wondering how this has gone so wrong so quickly. Feels like not even moments ago they were in a blistering lead, and now they're not even getting close to winning these rounds. Oh, ZywOo tries to offer something up, but can't afford to be the one and done, and that's all it is. Heroic, anything you can do, they'll do better. They go swinging into those ramp fights. They embrace the chaos. And now we're at a tie game from 7-1 up to Team Vitality. Heroic have leveled the playing field.
Yeah, and there's a 2-kill discrepancy across bottom to top, with the exception of Yappy, who's been left in this B, rotator role, who's not really seen anything. And so tight as ever on Heroic. These heroes want to win the half. Oh, sjuush making moves, man. They're so confident right now, but that could be their undoing. Magisk gets a crucial entry on that B bomb site. Heroic, they've taken the boots off in this last round. They're running around barefoot, pushing both sites at the same time. Cadian's re-aggressed with the AWP. There's the B attempt. It's a mess. It's a trade out. Stown still keeps it up on the A side of the things, but Spinks has taken mid for a change.
At this point, they've got to go B. It's the only option they have. And with Spinks cut down on his mid lurk, it's going to fall to dupreeh and Apex. Not getting planted. Heroic don't need to rush this, but they've been pretty fast and loose in this round. dupreeh with the util, with the spray, they'll walk it over the line, and so Vitality might have given up that 7-1 lead, but they can hold out hope as they go on to win out this first half.
There is rarely an easy route to the grand final, and both these teams embody that fact. For Vitality, it was grouping phase. It was coming back against Cloud9 to get to this grand stage. And Heroic, enemies of the state, man, they had to fight through Furia and Na'Vi with every foe against them. Vitality win that first half, but Heroic have been here before, here in this very grand final, in this very arena. This time, they don't want second place.
Yeah, they go on one hell of a recovery to end that first half, embodying the resilience that we've come to expect from this squad. Vitality, they're not waiting around to open up this CT side. They've taken all this ramp control. They are fully aware of where Heroic can be on the map at this point in time, and they are full sending it, wrapping through the back line. Apex teeing up his teammate in the site with flashes. dupreeh is fed to the wolves.
Crucial.
First man down. And here's the flank arriving. Yabi's holding for it, and the flank might never have the impact as Yabi makes quick work of it. That was the ace up Vitality's sleeve. That was meant to be the saving grace of this pistol round. And one man thwarts it entirely. Heroic with a flawless pistol to open up this second half of play.
Yeah, it's so reliant on that flash play from dupreeh, right? Because when you're going through a smoke like that, you need to get 1-for-1. You need to get attention, because otherwise Heroic are not divided enough to look away from that flank. They can still dedicate a player to it. Vitality unable to cause enough pandemonium in the pistol, and Heroic come out with all the goods. 8 apiece. Titan right up on this T side now. And starting strong is exactly what Vitality did here. Let's see if Heroic can find the same fate.
Yeah, that's the worst way it could have gone for Vitality, man. It hurts. Like they were weak over towards B because they had all the info. They had a fast flank that they knew could get activated, so they were hoping it could come down to the retake. They flash in dupreeh to try and sell the lie that, you know, Vitality was scrambling. They get knocked out with no contest. Now they come in with the force. It's gonna have to hit with it as well. Apex playing up close with his SMG. Trust the MP9 by his side. Does have sjuush to support him in at the top of ramp as well. Heroic low and slow in this anti-eco.
Yeah, they beg Vitality to make a move to push down close ramp to play yellow. They'll just be able to clear it later on. Easy job for Heroic. So Apex will hold off. sjuush looks for a dig. And off the fade of the smoke, he will be given a chance, but how much? Fires off. Heroic know what's coming. They know who's there. They're going to try and close that gap. Flash over the top, and sjuush caught trying to escape. Cadian will not relent. Apex forced to reposition. Now Heroic get loud, and they get methodical, clearing every spot in the map. 2 smokes come down. That might just signal the round. Vitality have nothing but 1 nade. Apex has to basically run through these smokes with the nade and try and kill Plant. But he's blind.
And knocked out by the util, spammed out through the smoke. Heroic, they've got this round and they know it. 2 kills like that and there's nothing on the line for Vitality anymore. Magisk trying to move in and grab this MP9. Is just looking to save it. And even then, Heroic looking to be punishing in the post. They know they've done enough to win the round.
Would he be tempted by the kits? You'd like to think not, right? Saving T side, you're going to save in the site, you're going to save within earshot of that defuse. So Magisk will not make a move. He will just link back into the danger man as sjuush, but maybe avoided yet. Wrong routes. And Vitality seemingly allowed to save this very minimal second round. Heroic were allowed that same fact in the first half.
Yeah, the saves allowed, but not through lack of trying to hunt it. sjuush missing those timings, not locating anyone on the save. Vitality still have a little bit of spice to bring to the table here.
Definitely seen more Heroic fans here, heard some more cheers for this team. I think Cadian, you know, clowning around, bringing out a Brazilian flag as well on his walkout has definitely put a few people the right way. Always a showman.
Yeah, he also went on Gala's stream as well, and asked for support there. wants to try and have the arena behind him. And well, in this round, they don't need that 6th man. They'll be all well and good. They've farmed up the early ramp peak. Vitality living on borrowed time in this round. One man pushed down towards the bottom of B ramp. It's Spinks, who's 3 and 11. He's been having a bit of a mare to open up this game.
And the head-to-head has been Yabby, right? He was rotating off B. We'd always read it when Spinks found a really good timing. When Vitality went slow on the B stairs to let Spinks get control, Yabby would read it every time. He won't need to get this entry. There are many more men up in front. But Spinks, there's surely no way to save this round. Oh, it's awkward. Gets the body shot, but no heads connect. And Cadian runs him down. Heroic will deal with this force save quickly.
Dude, even the way they're playing this is wild, you know? dupreeh, toss a coin, figure out where they're going. Could be either side of the map. He does pick right, moving around with the deagle. dupreeh, contact made. Ooh, does locate and deal with Stown. Point man removed for Heroic.
Still not enough, huh?
He's still doting on the idea that this might be the B plan. That's how mobile Heroic have been here.
True.
He's turning his attention behind him, paranoid that someone could be flanking, and now his object chains into the save.
Yeah, you don't want to save here, but just knowing that you're going to have that extra grand, right, in your armor, essentially, that's, you know, every little helps. It all builds up towards the end of the game. So he's going to try and save his armor. There's a Mach 10 around at the B bomb site somewhere, but either way, this is Heroic playing very cautious, very patient in this T side. But that's on anti-ecos. I want to see what happens when we get guns on guns. Can start to make more blasé plays, flashes through smoke. The pace changes that Heroic call are always very entertaining on these T sides. They'll keep you guessing.
We're starting to kind of hit this breaking point where Vitality just need something to hold on to here, because Heroic is starting to feel a bit more like themselves, right? They're getting mobile again. You're seeing some of these riskier plays, such as, you know, pushing through the smokes, double pushing that in the last round versus the pistols. All these little gambles, all these little risks that Heroic, you know, do when they're in their element are starting to come through. And Vitality, they've had one round since that initial 7-1 lead. So, like, we're really starting to hit that point in time where if they don't course correct soon, Heroic might find multiple sets of redemption in Rio.
Yeah, and that round was the last round of the half. It was when Heroic were playing very aggressive. They dropped B with sjuush. They double pushed their A ramp smoke. You know, they kind of went crazy for a little bit, see what they could get away with. Limit test in the last of the half. But yeah, as you said, it's been significantly easier, with the exception of that round for Heroic. This gun round would be devastating for Vitality to lose. Even more momentum flooding. Cadian sets up, flash to pop back in ramp. Yabby gets a short molly, but there's no one here anyway. ZywOo playing a little bit more patient. Gonna re-smoke the short side and re-aggress on ZywOo. He can be the man. He can be the difference maker.
Yabby, as always, given a lot of room to play his own game on the lurk, but this time the duel comes up in favor of dupreeh.
Nice.
That's the edge the Vitality were looking for, and ZywOo's going to take it one step further. Left to Stown and Cadian. The world against them in this one. Vitality pulling players around to reinforce this A site, and as Heroic move in, blinded by the flash, Magisk teed up by Apex. French and Danish CS coming together to thwart that round and put a stop to Heroic.
Nice to see Vitality not being scared, right, despite this massive streak, despite this recovery from Heroic. ZywOo playing ahead of the smoke in a very dangerous position, and a double frag from Magisk pushing through with a flash. That's the kind of plays you want your individuals on Vitality to make. And so they will finally answer the call yet again. Cadian's AWP is out on the T side. ZywOo will not meet him there, not yet. ZywOo CT AWPing on this map, ooh, it's a delight. But as we can see, he can do it no matter what you give him. 3 on A, Vitality try and hold the ramp. Heroic once again are in no hurry. Bait and switch. Once dupreeh gets spotted, he can run. If you try and chase him down, you will get punished. I love how Apex has been conditioning, making aggressive moves on yellow, but then falling back, never committing, never getting picked by it. Boost up Cadian. Nice shot, Zywoo. Brought to his last legs. Swing out. They're not ready for close, but Cadian will trade that kill. He's kept Heroic in this. They're going to speed up towards B.
sjuush recognizes that he's been given a bit of room here, and so he's quick to take it. Flashed in by a teammate. Spinks on the boost in middle, but the timing couldn't be worse. Oh, Spinks. Sat bottom of the board right now, and it just feels like he's cursed. Missed every timing here, but he will turn back around and deal with Yabi. Important kill to find. You knock out their lurk. You make this B take feel that much harder for Heroic.
They're still in a great position. They've got the AWP and a post spot. They've got it down on default. The flank is clear, which they will soon figure out. Vitality, this is not a guaranteed round. The difference maker, 3 smokes. I want to see lineups come out from Vitality, not just a right click on the bomb, but more.
Right now, they're not lining anything up. They're dry fighting this. They're moving through. They've got sjuush pinned in at the back of the site. He needs help, and Cadian lends that helping hand. Beautiful synergy between Heroic. He comes in knowing he's throwing himself into the line of fire, into the danger zone. But it bails out sjuush. It gives them that chance to flip the script in the 2v2, and decisively it becomes a 2v1.
Danger is
they know they're nailing it in.
Danger is a middle name every time, right? They have so much faith. They're willing to throw themselves on the, right on the chopping board, knowing they'll get traded. We saw that in that T side on Overpass yesterday. Some of the routing on entries out Monster was just so dangerous, but it doesn't matter if you die. It's all part of a greater plan for Heroic. Fantastic post plant. Vitality not wanting to overcomplicate it, but they lose all the fights, all the glory. Flash through the smoke for a Mac 10. Zywoo is ready. He does block Apex into that spam. A little awkward. Must make up for it now.
Good mid-round move made from Vitality. They're being very active in trying to problem solve this, but that's what makes it scary, that the rounds are still coming up in favor of Heroic. It's not like Vitality are going quiet into this sort of, monstrous lead that's getting put up against them. They're trying things. They're trying to be proactive. But Heroic have stopped it every step of the way, and this round looks to be no exception. sjuush holding on for the flank. Won't get away with the kill. Spinks tagged even lower on the wall bang.
Don't like that.
And he's got to right off the flank. This is awkward. Vitality know it's going to be this A play. They know that's the option left to Heroic.
Smoke went off the map. It's going to be down to dry fights. They've got nothing left. Zywoo's held it. Spinks is still on the flank as well. He's just not committed. And they're looking for the entry, but Magisk denies at the doorway. Big spray down from Magisk. Again, he is a rock on this A site. Oh, flustered rounds from both these teams in this map. Nades getting missed. Corner's not cleared.
And it's reassuring that it's Magisk and dupreeh, the 2 most decorated players on the Vitality squad, that find the pieces necessary to turn that around, right? Because it was dupreeh in that Cloud9 game. We all remember it. We all remember the time machine that he leapt into there. And so if these two can find their footing, the 2 Danes can be the ones to, bring Vitality back into the fold, get Zywoo a little more activated, bring Spinks into the picture.
Yeah, I like how much he's been vocal as well, right? Legacy player, legend player, every major for dupreeh. And sure, they picked up that Pro League Finals trophy, but the last time the dupreeh did it on a stage was back in 2019, man. It was back in Bahrain. He wants that taste of glory once again, past the Astralis and into the future.
Much faster round here. Heroic throwing in a bit of a Hail Mary, and why not? Apex dinged by the P2, running out of ammo now, and he will get run down. Lives up to his side of the bargain, right? Multi-kill out of the captain, keeps Vitality in this, and the nade for the plant, gonna blow down out of the water. Cadian's too low to want to even get involved here. He's waiting for Yabi to move around, but time is not on his side, not with dupreeh. Looking to close the net on this ramp play. And so just Yabi 1v3 as he moves up ramp. dupreeh's looking to fight this every step of the way! Like a spinning top, dupreeh!
How does he win that one? There is no way. Absolute whiff for Yavi, and dupreeh doesn't know where to look. But Vitality look up right now. This is a late game recovery on the CT side after they lost so many rounds in a row. And
wow,
that
it looks
crazy.
Even wilder from his POV. My God, dupreeh.
It's great that it's dupreeh and Magisk as well. It's not even ZywOo and Spinks that are making this CT side happen for Vitality, right? Spinks is still silent in this entire game so far. ZywOo had a round on A, but it has been the Danes of Vitality beating their brothers.
Yeah, and I think that's the one that if your Heroic gets under your skin a little bit more as well, because, you know, when you go into a game versus Vitality, you kind of say to yourself, yeah, the odds are ZywOo's going to have one of those rounds at some point that only ZywOo could win. But it's Magisk and dupreeh, the guys that Heroic kind of lived in the shadow of throughout the entirety of this roster's, you know, career. They would go play events out in Denmark, out in Copenhagen, and the crowd would boo them if they played Astralis.
Yeah. I mean, even Caden's talked about, you know, the ZywOo effect in interviews here at Rio, talking about how, yeah, you know, he is going to go crazy sometimes, and you just need to have really, you know, tight T sides. You need to have great flashes and great comms to deal with him. If you can get ZywOo out on 1-for-1s, you are praying. You are happy. Dangerous for Apex. But he will get out scot-free, just dinked, taking the AWP even. Oh, they've gone through the smoke, Apex. He will just dodge death for another second. Down, stuck on the clock, and Apex hits a shot. Heroic just going to end this eco with ease, and Vitality deliver us 12. This game is tight right now.
Yeah, you know, this is a real turning point. Vitality suddenly back in the picture, and it really didn't feel like they were going to be. Heroic were running away with this. Started 7-1, but then it was Heroic in the lead after embarking on this big old streak. To close out that first half, they come into the second with grit and determination. Everyone's believing. And they were picking up a lot of steam, and there were questions about whether or not Vitality could stop that, could slow them down, force a bit of respect out of them. And now Heroic, after using a lot of these timeouts, calling in their third, you can see that that pressure is being felt.
Yeah, it's incredible that these are two of the most resilient teams right now, just off of, you know, recent results. As I mentioned, just, you know, recently a Pro League for Vitality against FaZe, and also here as well, performing massive comebacks. We won't talk about Kato, and obviously Heroic, a team that you just can't put away. They don't break. Both trying to peak at the same time, in time for Paris for Vitality, and Heroic wanting more than second place that these last few tournaments have provided for them. dupreeh making moves on B, but that flash forces respect. ZywOo's got his AWP as well. Chilling on ramp for now. Heroic are in no hurry. They're going to get smokes out. But this is not the object of their desires for the time being. Probably expectant of this AWP from ZywOo. They go for something new. Little BXX. dupreeh here alone right now, calling for some rotations. Magisk will make his move over. You find these guys on A, now you find them on B. They're everywhere. They're in your nightmares. And Heroic don't have a lot of util to run this double molly XX that Vitality were doing. They're going to try and do it with kills. They go for a boost. This flash for Yabi in middle is going to go over the top of the B site. They jump up. They try to chase dupreeh, and that's awkward, but he wins his fight. They've got to chase this one down. Heroic not given the option to. Wall of smoke in the way. They go out mid instead.
Stan's trying to make a hero play here. He's got TeSeS throwing util over the top for him. He's desperately looking for this man at the back of the site. Eventually something's got to give if Heroic want to cook up around here. They start to lose bodies all across the map. Too quickly for you to even realize that this round is slipping through your fingers, and now TeSeS is plunged into the 1v4. First man dealt with, but he's got to do so much more here, does TeSeS. Vitality give him room. They give him a lot of room. More than even he's expecting here. Wanted more of a fight. And so he's going to go looking for one, pushing up all the way towards the spawn, but no one from Vitality gives him anything, and now they know he has to plant. They're running him down. Apex with the missed jump, but dupreeh's there to bail out his captain.
All right, he gets a plant. You're happy with that, to be honest. You were meant to be dead before that ever came down, but a stick is something. It's a bit more money for Heroic. Vitality still holding on CT side. 4 rounds in a row as well. Can they keep it cool? Right now, Yabi, we're seeing some individual struggles from this guy, not known for that. The Tech-9 whiff that round, couldn't trace the spray onto Spinks. And now starting to lose out in this head-to-head that was doing him so right in the first half, and even at the start of the second. We've called him a big game player. He needs to show that now more than ever. Heroic running out of rounds and room. Cadian takes matters into his own hands and somehow survives the night.
ZywOo with that orb hasn't really been something you've had to worry about yet if you're Heroic. He opens up in this round, and there's Magisk really sealing the deal on it. Yabi even spotted and spammed out by Magisk.
It's so suffocating on A. Heroic can't get comfortable. Even when they get top ramp, Vitality reflash back in, they go for more. We haven't seen Heroic get to play standard XX on A and go back into post spawns. They are dead by the time they're in the site.
This is going to be a real test for Cadian. I like that he's taking this opportunity now, not just to save the gun. There's a lot more to it than that. You're looking at him on the player cam. He's being very, very vocal. He's trying to bring everyone back into the game. I think it's clear that Heroic are feeling the pressure. One of the things that this team's been great through all event long is in finding gaps, is, you know, playing with a good deal of confidence and belief in the call. But this has felt, if anything, more standard in terms of how they're setting up, more predictable, a little slower, where before they were reacting on feeling, on intuition from Cadian. Now they're having to go and gather info. They're having to try and play with, you know, the knowledge of how Vitality is set up. And Cadian didn't need that throughout a lot of these playoff games. That's what's been so impressive about this run for me. I think it was in that Na'Vi game, just the number of calls that would come through where, you know, he would call for a stack with seemingly no info behind it. It was just his read of the game. And so he's taking a bit of time now to try and talk to the boys, bring them back on side, but this save, the save won't come through. The gun removed. But were those extra few minutes to talk to the team enough to bail out Heroic?
Yeah, and Stan's had a good game. Cadian has been the, you know, captain in and out of the server, right? 6-1 opening duels, 5 multi-kill rounds. He's had a lot of impact in this game so far, but it has fallen on dead ears. Vitality bringing what they need to the plate. And ZywOo, again, not been a requirement, not been quiet, not been a problem. But it's been the Danes that are doing it for Vitality, and that's what you always wanted. That's what you expected to see. Another opener from Cadian. Heroic must capitalize. They must collapse on this A site, but look who's in store. Waiting. Ever patient, ever potent. Flank inbound as well, avoiding sjuush. Heroic, the job has just begun.
The longer they take, the more Spinks can get out of this flank as well. So while Vitality have Heroic trapped on ramp, it's going to work to their benefit. They flash Magisk in. This is the guy playing with confidence. Heroic try to come back now, and they will flush out Spinks' flank. TeSeS claims the life. And suddenly Heroic are roaring to life here. dupreeh on the rotate over, but he's never going to be ready for sjuush this deep. And Vitality might just have to call this one off. The 2v4. A round that almost every team would save in. And Vitality are no exception to that rule.
They just avoid ZywOo perfectly there. And that realization when you kill Spinks on the flank that, yes, they have left that B-bomb site open. They think we're committing a... In fact, they're right, but sjuush's lurk is monstrous for Heroic to get them space and let them seesaw between the sites. Finally, we have a round win after an abundance of Vitality success. 5 straight. Now denied, now on the board. And this is where Heroic are most deadly, where Cadian can pump his boys up, remind them what they're playing for. Remind them that they are still in this map. Heroic need to prove again that they don't break.
Ooh, Timeout called for Vitality. They themselves want Zonic to have his say. Some time. This legendary coach to pass his wisdom down the line to try and stop Heroic from doing what they do best, which is, you know, coming back late into these games, always providing solutions. Exist, another legend on the other side. Normally one to give Cadian the kind of time to talk in these pauses. Spirit level of this team. You can see both the IGLs very vocal, knowing that this round is weighted so heavily for Vitality. They're trying to stop Heroic in their tracks before this comeback ever even begins to be a problem.
And they've used every trick in the book, every boost, every flash, every regress. Vitality have had answers to questions. TeSeS blind off his teammate's flash, but he still recovers that spray. Magisk still waits. On this top, sjuush, he doesn't get the smoke out. Quick switch back just in time, but it costs him health. Impact that won't matter until later. Heroic once again avoid this and go back to that B bomb site. dupreeh, ever consistent, ever present, ever a legend, up against the rest of Heroic.
sjuush barreling through the smoke. dupreeh needs to put a stop to this. He's got to be the hero, and with him beheaded straight away. The head of the beast cut off and down, out through middle. Gets rid of the eyes and ears of Vitality. sjuush backstab. This save is getting denied. Just Magisk left standing now. And he wants to get out with this AWP in tow. Gonna float around it for the time being. He knows that Heroic want to remove these guns. They want to be punishing. This is often the foundation of these Heroic comebacks. Getting control of the money, taking control of the game, playing with that intuition. And it can all start on the back of removing every single gun from play. Magisk does not want to part with this M4, but Yabi leaves him no choice. Heroic, runaway round. And now they sit just 5 kills away from an even game.
Yeah, and the realization as well, when you get those entry kills, when you find dupreeh alone and playing at the back of default, you know he's got no support, the smokes are down, they take so much space, they always do. And even going maybe too far in chasing those kills before Vitality were even fully committed to the save, they were running at them. I love that though from Heroic, it shows the mindset shift that winning one round can provide. And now this is the true test for Vitality, actually closing a game like this. It's so much easier said than done. The numbers are not enough. sjuush, back to a rifle. That exit was so important to remove an AWP from play in this round. Spinks in a very tough position to get a multi-kill. They really need to trade this. Yabi's given a chance. Stown has to come back in for more. And Spinks stands tall in mid. Finally, the bottom performer for Vitality puts on a must-win show.
What's the solution going to be now, Heroic? Not the way they wanted this to start. And a fight versus man, they felt more than comfortable fighting to open this up. Leaves them down to 3.
There's just been so much respect in this T side, so many slow rounds, no one wanting to jump the gun, flash through a smoke, play with disrespect. In a grand final, everyone feels the pressure, no matter what you tell yourself. And even that flash elicits fear that maybe Magisk is coming around the corner, but no, it's Heroic breaking in.
Apex this nade. Just a few seconds off from finding max damage onto TeSeS, but now they return the favor, return to sender. Apex knocked out of the round. The nades will find him. sjuush and Magisk are ready to defend, and they'll lay down the pain. Magisk lives for these stage games.
The marauder of Vitality right now, 26 and 16. He is multi-killed every A attack, whether he's the one initiating, whether he's holding back behind default. He has kept Heroic guessing. But man, the consistency of these two Danes on Vitality right now, inside of the playoffs, putting on their best performances since they joined this team. the highest impact and when it's needed the most. Poised and ready for a grand final berth for their map pick taken. Heroic are on their last chance.
Sonic knows the job ain't over till 16's on the board. Keeping all the emotions in check, right? You saw it nearly spilling over as they find 15. The hardest round is still to come. Incredible performance from Magisk. To think, you know, it was dupreeh doing the same on this very map to get them to this grand final. Now it's Magisk's turn. Vitality hear the footsteps. They know that Heroic are leaning towards this side of the map early, and these ramp fights have not been kind to Heroic. Good nade damage early. Just softening them up, making them play with that much more fear. It's them with all the pressure. Flash through, but sjuush holds the line. Vitality, they can feel it. They know that if they keep this round in check, they have done it. They've secured this opener. They've recovered from that 7-1 lead that quickly turned against them, and they've stopped this signature Heroic resilience. Flashed off the angle, not spotted, making it over onto the sandbags. They don't know about him, and maybe that gives him the room to strike. Cadian comes through with one. That's the equalizer. Spinks holds on the flank. His timing could be everything here.
The back door's locked right now, but he might start to move through as they make more noise. Smokes come down. Magisk gone is a problem, but Spinks has a timing. He misses his shot. Yabi takes an entry. Heroic are swarming the site right now, and Apex looks like he wants to make a move and end the map right here and right now. Missed chance, but no hurry. Spinks is still moving in. Yabi goes over the top, and Apex drops. They want to hunt this kill.
dupreeh boxed in. Out they swing. Goes 1 for 1. And so it's bottom performer Spinks chasing down the star of Heroic in Stown. Slow on the approach. Stown is fearful. Spinks could be anywhere. Last seen flanking. Spinks is moving fast out through middle. Oh, and the nade from downtown. Spinks knocks them out of it. And Vitality, they steal Vertigo away. They slow Heroic's roll. They put a stop to that comeback in its tracks.
This superstar roster, they were built to beat the best, and they are on the road.